Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. I'm gonna come over here and show y'all something because I'm fixing to order him a new one. He stopped jumping on me. His claws hurt. Stop. Get down. He's got plenty of food in there, but he gets his cable or whatever snagged on it, and he's bending all the heck. I done straightened it out 3 or 4 times, and the bottom rusted out, and I put some more metal in it. It's time to replace that. I'm just hoping when I get the new one in that he doesn't destroy it. I know I didn't worried about rusting out, but bending it up the way he's done, and I've had to straighten it multiple times. So, as y'all see the cord there, I put a heat lamp or a bulb in his doghouse, and it's actually a black light, so it doesn't brighten up everything. I can see it well on my cameras, but anyway. So that's the next thing that I'm going to be ordering is a new feeder for him, because his food's going to get wet if I can't get that door to close. So I'm tired of fighting with it, so he's going to get a new one. And I tried working on this chicken waterer the other day. I showed y'all in the last video. And the hose, the threads on the end of the hose where it screws into the waterer was actually done corroded through, so the threads broke off, so that's where it was leaking from. The unit itself was working fine, but I went ahead and made my little spatial washer to fit it, to make it shut off a little earlier, because that one's always filled to the rim no matter how I adjust it. And now it wants to spray water up instead of down, and I'm just tired of fighting it, so I ordered a new one. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow, which will be the day you see this video. So, and I'll do a video then when I'm changing it. But, you know, since we've got all this rain supposed to be coming, every day I go in there and collect eggs when I get home from work, I grab a bucket of feed and take with me. And it took about 3/4 of a bucket today to fill all 3 feeders up. So, you know, not bad, but their water is staying full to the rim because I've got it just trickling fast enough to keep it full, but not to flood the whole pen. So that one's going to get replaced when the new one comes tomorrow, hopefully, or the next day, but they're saying tomorrow. And then I go through the little fence gate here and went in and topped off their feeders. And if you look close, you can see their feeders actually over full. But their waterer sits there on the ground. That's the new one. That one's only, you know, what, 6, 8 months old. I mean, it's not old. Everything, it's still got the metal cover in the middle, and that's usually the first thing that rusts out. So it's not old at all. And I never have a problem with it. It fills up about 2/3 of the way, and they get their water fine. Well, I get in there and fill the feeder up today, and I threw them scratched like I always do, both pens. I'm going inside. Hang on. And I got over here, and it's like, well, doggone, their water bowl's empty. So, it's full now, if y'all notice. Well, it's 2/3 of the way up, like it's supposed to be. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus. That might be the best I can do, y'all, through the fence. But, anywho, there it is. So, it's full about 2/3 of the way up. And I need to wash it, but it was bone dry. So I was rinsing it out and filling up, and they're tackling the water hitting the ground. And now that faucet, actually not the faucet, the splitter is leaking. So I'm not going to do that today. It's too cool this evening. It's not cold, but it's too cool for me to fool with that. I've got to get into the water and mud tomorrow with the new waterer for these 2 pens. So when I fix that, I'm going to take this one off, clean it, check all the stuff, and make sure there's no leaks. But they're over here just tackling the water that it's puddling on the ground under the faucet. Like they don't have a container in there full of fresh water. But, you know, that's chickens. They do what they want. But both turkey hens are acting like they want to get on the other side. So I've been getting pretty much 2 turkey eggs a day for the last over a week. And I think one day I got one, but for the most part, a solid week of 2 turkey eggs a day. I didn't get any today. Of course, Tom here is still strutting his stuff, but the turkeys are getting mature now, and they're actually standing up for themselves with these hens, these chickens. So anyway, it looks good. I mean, it didn't get cold enough last night for their lights to come on for heat, but the night before it did. And I changed the one bulb that was blown. I'm gonna address that when I come out here and do all this other stuff. I already changed the bulb, but they won't need it for a while, hopefully. And the light bulb in my pump house there blew, so I had to put another one of those in. And they outlawed those things, so guys, you can't just go to Walmart and buy an incandescent bulb anymore, a regular one, not a 72 or 100 watt that's going to produce some heat. You can still buy heat lamps, but that's way more heat than I want to do. So if I do that, I'll probably just do one over here and let it shine through the fence and warm both sides. And that way I only have to have one. Still too much for that pen. And my goal is I'm gonna take the roof off this pump house. It's 4x8, and I'm gonna cut this thing in half because I've got it divided in half inside anyway. Where the back half was a dog house, the front half's pump house, and I want to rebuild my pump house to where it's a lot better and better insulated. All the good stuff. Get it done right. So that's a goal that's going to happen hopefully this spring when we get some prettier weather. So I'm still working on stuff, guys. I still got a ton to do with the goat pen, and going to be dog pen when I'm done with it. I'm hoping I can keep him in there. If not, then I'll run a cable right down the middle of it from one end to the other to where he can run back and forth over here and still not get out. So I'm gonna figure out something to get him to where he's not wearing out that pulley so much. Hopefully I can turn him loose inside the pen. But anywho, just thought I'd show y'all. I've never had a problem with this waterer on this right pen over here, which is where I started all my babies. Never had a problem with it. And then all of a sudden today it was empty. So I know they're thirsty. I'm going to make some adjustments to their nesting in here, their roosting ladder, because they poop a lot on the top and they fill up that first nesting box. So I'm going to reshape that. I may put it against the back wall. I don't know for sure yet. But either way, that's going to change up a little bit so I can keep the nesting boxes clean and they have a better place to roost. Because there's 10 over here, 9 hens in the rooster. And usually there's about 7 on the top and then 1 or 2 more on the other steps. Or, maybe 3, whatever. But anyway, still going to be working on that stuff. Just got to have prettier weather and time. And unfortunately, in the work that I do, when it gets hot, we get busy. I do heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and refrigeration. So HVACR. And I'm kind of hoping we got more help this year, more good help. Hoping it won't be so bad this year. So we'll see if that works out. But I've still, I bought those 6 bags of feed before, filled up 2 cans plus some scratch feed. So I've still got plenty. I've got a can and a half. But chores are backing up, and I need the weather to warm up a little bit and cooperate when I'm off. But we've got this, pretty much a week worth of wet weather coming. Cool and wet, not hot. We do hit in the 70s for a little bit, but it's supposed to rain when it does that. So anywho, I hope you guys are prepping. I think it's more important now than it's ever been. And, I try not to talk too awful much about politics on this channel. I think that's why I kind of get shadow banned from YouTube, but it is what it is. I've got to still put that spring back on the mower so I can cut grass and mulch up all the rest of the leaves and all that. So Anyway, I'm waiting for spring, y'all. I'm hoping the weather cooperates this year and I can get some projects done. The pump house, the dog feeder, the chicken roosting box, and both their waterers, the goat pen, and all the fence that goes with that. There's just a ton to do. So, anywho, and I've still got to get my off-grid solar set back up. I have not even hooked it up yet. Now, the old inverter, yes, I know what I can run off of it. This inverter's bigger. I'm pretty sure it's going to run about 98% of everything on my property, but we will see. But these extra cold temperatures we've had definitely would have put that to the test with the, short days in the wintertime and having all these electric heaters running. So, anywho, I'm going to get off here, guys. Thank y'all for watching the videos. Thank you for subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, and leave me a comment when you can. If there's something you want me to discuss or research and do a video on, or prepping, whatever it is, leave me a comment, send me an email. It's all in the About Me section on my channel. I thank y'all once again. Remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.